Dear children, we are moving on to the last topic of this chapter, presentation of data, and the topic is arithmetic line graph, which is also known as time series graph. Let us see what is this arithmetic line graph. Arithmetic line graph, which is also known as time series graph, is a graph showing arithmetic values of a variable. These graphs are constructed to present the time series, that is the data corresponding to different weeks, months or years. You have learned about chronological classification or time series classification. Now the data which is related to the years, month, then the hours, all these are represented in the form of a graph. That kind of a graph is known as time series graph. So it is a graph which is giving importance to a data which is based on time. So that kind, it is especially meant for representing the data which is based on time. That is why it is known as time series graph or arithmetic line graph. Let us see what is an arithmetic line graph by drawing the graph. Now mainly the time series graph are of two types. One is one variable graph and the other one is two variable graph. One variable graph and two variable graph. Now one variable graph means the graph which represents only one variable. For example, year. Year is on the basis of time. Year 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. Number of students in a school. So year and number of students. So here only one variable is there for an year. Year is given as 2003, 4, 5. For year as a data, only one variable is there corresponding to it. In the year 2005, 2006, 2007 and 2008, what is the number of students in a school? So it is only one variable. Okay, so that is an example of one variable. Another example of two variable. The example of two variable. What is two variable graph? Which gives two variables based on time. For example, company A, B, C, D, E. Its production as well as sales. That means company A in the year, take example of only one company, only company A. Company A for the year 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008 till 2010. For one company, its production as well as sales. That means for years, for consecutive years as 2005, 2006, 2007 till 2010, the company's production as well as sales is represented. So for that time, two corresponding variables are given there. One is production and the other one is sales. That is known as a two variable graph. So time series graph is especially meant for the data to be presented, in which the importance is given for time. On timely basis, what is the response? So let us see what is one variable and two variable. So one variable graphs are those graphs in which values of one variable are shown with respect to some time period. Only one variable. Those graphs in which values of two or more than two variables are simultaneously shown. That is known as two variable graph. Let us see this one variable and two variable graph. This is an example of a one variable graph. Example, month. It is also a timely basis. Month, year, week, all these are timely basis. Here the time we have taken is month. Month of January, Feb, March, April, May and June. Now see production of a company. Production 5, 7.5, 5, 10, 12.5 and 15. Only one variable is given here for the time. For the month, Jan, Feb till June, what is the response? What is the production of a particular company? That is what is given. So here only one variable is there corresponding to the time. Only one variable is there. What is the variable here? Production, corresponding to the time. So corresponding to the time, only one variable is there, that is production. That kind of a graph is known as one variable graph. Now in order to draw the arithmetic line graph, as usual, what you have to do is draw the x-axis and the y-axis, where month can be represented in the x-axis, production can be represented on the y-axis. Now plot the values as per what is given in the data. In January, the production is 5. In February, the production is 7.5. On March, the production is 5. I have marked it here. For April, the production is 10. Then for May, the production is 12.5. In June, the production is 15. Now join these points with a scale so that you will get this time series graph. So depending on the time, what is the performance that is being given here. So only one variable is there corresponding to the time. So on the timely basis, what is the performance of a company in its production is represented here. So this is known as a time series graph with one variable. So obviously time series graph with two variables should represent both production as well as sales, isn't it? Because both are important for a particular firm. Whatever it is being produced, it has to be sold out. So let us see a two variable graph. Month is given, which is giving importance to time because it is a time series graph. There are two variables, production as well as sales. That is why it is known as a two variable graph. So simultaneously, based on this time, we are trying to represent both production as well as sales. Now that can be represented in the form of a time series graph where we draw x-axis as well as y-axis, and on the x-axis again we can represent month, and on the y-axis production and sales together will be represented. First we will complete with production, as then we will complete with sales. Production, as we can mark, January is 5, February is 7.5, March 5, April 10, May 12.5 and June 15. So all these I have marked here. So this is the curve of production. Now another curve which shows sales. Sales, you can find the data as 7.5, 10, 7.5, 12.5, 5 and 17.5, and I have marked it here. Just take the values and mark it as it is given in the data. So you will get a curve. So these two are the curves here. So two variables are simultaneously represented. Simultaneously represented in the graph. So when we are analyzing the graph, you will be able to know what is the trend of sales along with the production. So what is a trend of the sales along? There is an upward trend here, again there is a downward trend, again it is increasing. Likewise production is, there is an upward trend, again production is decreasing, again it is increasing. So when you look at the graph, you can study what is the trend of production as well as sales of a company based on the timely basis. So as it represents two variables, it is known as a two variable graph. So arithmetic line graph with two variables. Now likewise you can represent the arithmetic line graph with more than two variables, that means 3, 4 or 5 accordingly. Okay. Now with this we have completed the chapter, and I have given homework for you. And with regard to ogive curve, the question is draw a less than and more than ogive curve for the given data and find the median value. Monthly income is given as 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, and number of people 6, 9, 10, 15, 12 and 8. You have to draw more than and less than ogive curve and plot the value and find out the median. If you are doing it in a graph paper, it will be good. And it is not compulsory, you can do it in a normal paper and find out the median value. Now the next one is draw a time series graph for the given data where year is given and profit is given. Year from 2003 to 2008 and profit value as 7, 10, 25, 15, 18 and 30. Now only one variable is given here, profit, for corresponding years. Therefore it is a one variable graph. So I hope it is clear to you. Everybody should try to complete the work. Thank you.